Well, Jamie Carragher joined the debate, and he's questioned how signing Isak alongside Ugo Ekitike would actually work. Now, this is what he said. When you have a top striker like Isak, Haaland, Kane, it's very difficult to have quality backup, as they always play. 80 million is too much to pay for backup. Where does Ekitike get his minutes in his position? Not fudging it by putting him on the left. Hard to play together when you've spent 115 million on Wirtz. And yes, we do need to buy more attackers, he said. He's right, isn't he?
He is right, but look, I'd never disagree with Jamie Carragher, who knows Liverpool.
But you're just about to.
Well, a little bit, because he calls it a fudge if he plays him out on the left. I'm not sure it is, if I'm honest with you, because Ekitike has played there on 9 occasions in the last couple of seasons. He's played quite a lot of minutes there. It suits him attacking off the left. Even when he plays as a striker, he tends to drift back wide to the left anyway. He's quite a mobile striker. He doesn't just sit up top as a target man. And so if it could well be that Arne Slot's thinking about that, using him on the left-hand side. And imagine that, with him on the left, Alexander Isak down the middle, and Mo Salah on the right, with Wirtz, by the way, probably as a number 10 or an attack with Wirtz behind them. There is no better attacking unit than that in the Premier League.
Is there an argument, though, that, and Darmesh come in on this as well, that actually Arne Slot's side won the Premier League at a canter last season. Now he's got all his toys, he's getting all these players in, and they might actually be too many, like Jamie's hinted at.
I mean, you can have too many quality players, and there's going to be so many competitions that these big clubs are going to be involved in. They're going to have to rotate the squad anyway, and it will be good for Arne Slot to be able to play in different ways as well if he wants to, with these different players. Sometimes, I mean, we're talking like if Isak comes, but we should just row back on that a little bit because he's still a Newcastle United player. So, but the fact that they've got a player like Ekitike, the fact that they've got attacking talent like Salah and Wirtz, and they're in the market maybe to bring in someone like Isak, I think it's just ominous for the rest of the league. Jamie Carragher says, you know, they don't need him, but if they want him and they can do the deal, why not? I think look at the competition for places they'll have.
It's a really interesting debate at the moment because Arsenal have had a fantastic window so far, brought in 5 quality players, and yet I would argue they've fallen further behind Liverpool in the terms of their squad quality. I didn't expect Liverpool to spend the money they have and bring in the quality of players they've had as the reigning champions of the Premier League. I didn't feel necessarily that they needed to. But if you look at what they've done in attacking areas, Diaz out, Nunez close to going by the sounds of things. They've brought in Ekitike, Wirtz, and maybe Alexander Isak as well. Whew. That's good business, and I think it takes them further.
We should also very, very quickly just calm for a second. Season hasn't started. We don't know what's going to happen.
About what? What are you talking about?
We don't know what's going to happen. Who's to say that Arsenal are going to be weaker than Liverpool until we see them next season? That's when we start judging, because you can win a window but lose a season.
And we've talked a lot about that in terms of the strikers that have moved into the Premier League this summer. Who's got the best deal? Who's got the best player? Is Gyökeres a better option than Sesko? You know, is Ekitike a better option than Isak? You know, all of these debates are what every single football fan in this country is talking about right now. And you're right, we'll only find out when they're on the pitch. Is potential better than experience?
I definitely want to get into Arsenal's window a bit later. But before that, will Liverpool be done whether or not they get Isak, Darmesh?
Incomings?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they still might be looking out for a central defender, maybe another midfielder. So, look, they've spent a lot of money, but they also sell really well as well. We're talking about Darwin Nunez leaving. We're talking about Harvey Elliott potentially going as well. RB Leipzig are in talks, but look at these deals that they've done in this transfer window. When it comes to sales, we keep talking about how much money Liverpool are spending, but they are a fantastically run club. They even got £10 million for Trent Alexander-Arnold, which, well, let's be honest, a year ago, you would have said that was bad business. But when you found out he's going to be a free agent and you end up getting £10 million for a month to go to Real Madrid, that's not bad. Kevin Kelleher, people could argue that that's quite a good deal for Brentford because he could have gone for more than £18 million all in. But then, you know, the likes of Jarrell Quansah, who wasn't going to disturb the first 2 choice centre-backs, 35 million by Leverkusen. Luis Diaz is the one that stands out for me. Quality player, admittedly, but they've made money on him, and he was 28 years old going on 29. And Tyler Morton, £15 million. Richard Hughes, since he's become sporting director at Liverpool, if, and it's a big if, they do sell Darwin Nunez to Al Hilal, if, and it's a big if, Harvey Elliott does get sold to RB Leipzig, then you're looking at sales totaling close to £300 million since he came in.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done well.
And just to update you on
Rob.
Nunes, by the way, because Darmish has mentioned him there. Yes, I think you're right. Harvey Elliott is still in the very early stages, might not happen. It looks like Nunes' move to Al Hilal is happening now. Fee agreed. We expect him to have a medical in the next few days. £46.2 million fee agreed, which could rise to £56 million. So again, another really good deal for Liverpool if they can get that one over the line.
Indeed. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, quick bit of team news from Aston Villa. John McGinn on the bench for their game against Roma tonight. What does that mean? And Sunderland have signed Mark Guiu from Chelsea. And coming next, we're going to talk Jack Grealish and, I'm dying to get into this, Arsenal's window. Is it as good as Rob just said? We'll discuss it next. Right, we were going to start with Jack Grealish, but Darmish has got news on another winger. Darmish.
Yeah, this is a story that has just been broken by David Ornstein from The Athletic, and it is to do with Omari Hutchinson. Now, he has been in the news during this transfer window because you'll remember Brentford went in for him earlier on in this transfer window after selling Brian Mbeumo, and there's talk of what Johan Wissa's future is looking like. Well, Nottingham Forest now are in for Omari Hutchinson as well, but Ipswich Town have rejected a bid from Nottingham Forest worth £35 million. Now, I'm told that it will take a much higher fee than £35 million because the £35 million figure is what the relegation clause fee would have been. So when Omari Hutchinson signed his contract with Ipswich Town, there was a relegation clause in there that would allow clubs to talk to him if they met a £35 million relegation clause. However,